Hey guys, this is Jonthewar here. This is going to be a warrior macro guide. This is actually a request from a subscriber on the website. So I do this sort of stuff. If you want to see a certain type of video, I will do my best to make that wish come true. So here we go. Alright guys, I'm going to just go over my macros I have individually, and I'll show you on the screen here in detail what each one does and says. Alright guys, the first macro I'm going to show you is my Shattering Throw macro. What this macro does is it puts me in battle stance if I'm not in it already, and I cast my Shattering Throw. My next macro is a very important macro. It's my Focus Charge macro. What this does is it targets my focus, it casts charge on my focus, and then I target my last target that I was on. So for example, if my focus target is a Holy Paladin, and my main target's a Warlock, I have both my uniframes, ready to go. I see my focus uniframe and my target uniframe. Now, if I were to press the button for the macro, what would happen is it would charge that paladin. Let's say that he was casting a heal my focus target, and my Warlock uniframe, the target I'm on, would still remain on the Warlock. This way, this macro is built for so I don't target my focus target when I charge him. This way, I remain on my initial target, so I can keep clicking back and forth in between targets whenever I, use an ability on my focus. It's a very good macro to use. My next macro is my Bladestorm macro. What this does is, it uses my Bladestorm, but if I need to cancel it somehow, all I gotta do is press the same button that I use my Bladestorm for to cancel it right away. The next one here is my Equip Sword and Board and go in defensive stance macro. Pretty much what I do here is, instead of just having a macro that equips my sword and shield, what I do is I also have defensive stance in there. That way, I don't have to equip my sword and board and then cast defensive stance. So instead of having separate things, it's all in one. So I have it like that. Okay, my next one is my Disarm macro. Simply puts me in defensive stance and I use my Disarm on the target. Okay, my next macro is my Intervene macro. What this does is it puts me in defensive stance immediately. Then what you do is you type a player's name in this area right here that you want to intervene, and it will intervene to that player. Now you gotta make sure this player is in your party or raid. And what this will do in game is, if you're on a target, let's say again a Warlock, you're targeting a Warlock, it will intervene that person that you put into the macro, the player's name, but it will still, your target frame will still remain on that Warlock. It will not change to the person intervening. Okay, my next macro is I target a Spirit Link totem during, for like arenas or battlegrounds anywhere really, and I cast Rogue Strike or anything just so I could kill the totem instantly. Okay, my next macro is my Spell Reflection macro. What this does is it equips my sword and board, and it enables me to use Spell Reflection, pretty much. It's a great way to get fast Spell Reflections off, instead of manually putting on your sword and shield and then using Spell Reflection. So it's an all-in-one button. It's a great macro. I recommend this as well. Okay, my next macro is my Recklessness macro. Besides casting Recklessness, I use my Engineering trinket on my gloves, which gives me like I think 400 strength or something like that. Can't remember. And I also cast Enter Rage as well. Alright, the second to last macro I got here is my Focus Throwdown macro. What this does, it targets my focus, and I throw down my focus. Just like my Focus Charge and Focus Pummel. And finally, my last macro is Deadly Calm macro. I use Deadly Calm and then I use my PvP trinket for extra damage. It's nice macro for good burst situations. Alright guys, this has been a Warrior Macro Guide brought to you by Jonthewar. This again was a personal request from a subscriber from the website, and that person wanted to see a Warrior Macro Guide. I really enjoy helping anyone out that wants to see a movie of mine, and I'm glad I could help. So again, thanks a lot, and hope you guys enjoyed it.